In this session, let us understand about retirement of partner. A partner can retire from a firm by taking retirement agreement, and this should happen with consent of all partners, and suitable communication should be made by retiring partner to other partners. So when retirement take place, retiring partner have to be paid off, so various adjustments have to be made in books of accounts. The first one is revaluation of assets and liabilities to know what is the net asset of the firm. So when you do the revaluation, you get to know the profit or loss on revaluation, and this should be transferred to all partners or all old partners in old profit sharing ratio. And if the remaining partners, if they decide not to alter the book value of the assets or liabilities, then this profit or loss on revaluation should be routed through what is known as memorandum revaluation account. So this is one set of adjustment that is required at the time of retirement. The second one is about undistributed profit or loss. If there are any undistributed profit or loss including reserve, then that should be transferred in old profit sharing ratio. So let us have a look at the accounting entries. Let's say you have undistributed profits and reserves. So all these have to be debited and they should be credited to old partners capital account. So P&L balances should be debited, reserves account should be debited, and everything should be credited to old partners capital account. This is the case when you have profits. If you have undistributed loss, then partners capital account have to be debited and the profit and loss account have to be credited. Okay, so these are all the entries regarding the profit or loss. Then some adjustments have to be carried out regarding goodwill. So at the time of retirement, the retiring partner is also eligible for share of goodwill of the firm, and two scenarios can arise. Scenario one, where you have to raise goodwill. If goodwill is already there, then only the balance have to be raised. So goodwill account will be debited and all old partners capital account will be credited in old profit sharing ratio. Now after raising the goodwill, it has to be written off. Okay, so first we have to raise the goodwill as discussed above, then it should be written off by debiting the partner's capital account and creating goodwill account. Okay, so this is about the raising of goodwill and write-off. Then comes the settlement of dues to the partner. So now the retirement or retiring partner is entitled to get back his dues, whatever he has in his capital and current account at the time of retirement. He is also entitled to share of goodwill, undistributed profit or loss, reserves and profit which are arising from revaluation of reserves, then salary, commission, interest on capital, whatever the dues, and finally if there are any drawings and interest on drawings, they also have to be adjusted. Okay, now let us also see what are the entries that have to be passed at the time of payment of dues. So payment of dues will be subjected to availability of fund. So when retiring partner is paid, his capital account will be debited. When payment happens through bank, capital account will be debited and bank account will be credited when the payment happens to bank, and if it is cash, cash entry have to be made. Then if payment is made instead of cash or money, if it is made through asset, then capital account should be debited and asset account should be credited. If the firm is unable to pay all the amount, if something is pending, then it should be transferred to a loan account. So retiring partner's capital account should be debited and loan account should be credited. If some of the existing partners are bringing in cash to make the payment, then cash or bank account should be debited, existing partner's capital account should be credited. If there are any interest due on retiring partner's loan account, then it's an expense. Interest on retiring partner's loan account have to be debited and credit should go to retiring partner's loan account, that is the liability account. So in the subsequent session, let us take some case studies to understand this in a better way.